Right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to the Wind Waker. Been a while. It has. It's been a little while, and sorry for the delays and everything, and sorry for the weird day of the week. Like I said, it's. I've been a lot. There's been a lot going on. So, I mean, just for me in particular, but then also, as you may have noticed, there's been a lot going on in the world as well. So, a shame I've missed out on some of that, but it's all right. Now that said, this is also not a primarily news and current event stream, so I don't have all that much to say about the thing that happened that everyone seems to be talking about. Although if anyone hasn't seen, I did just see officially that President Biden is dropping out of the race. Oh, Blue Chew. Oh, jeez. There we go. Yeah, so Joe Biden is not running for re-election apparently. So that's a thing that happened. That's a very new, odd development. But it's certainly a development. I say odd, like I should be surprised. I'm not terribly surprised. I'm a little bit surprised. All right, we do need to go to Windfall. But I also think we should take the long way around. We should go do a little loop. I guess, from your perspective, do a little loop. To get there, because I do want to unlock a couple of more islands. Or should we just go west? Yeah, let's just go west one, because that's one of the Great Fairy Islands. That actually might get us something useful, I think. So let's do that. Actually, wait. There's an evil sound. By the way, I know that the whole the rain, like blowing backwards like this, like towards like you're going through the rain and the rain is coming at you. I know that is to indicate speed, or I guess to suggest speed, rather I should say. But if you've ever sailed, you know that's absolutely not how it works. Mother and child islands. That's right. Yeah, I have to avoid the cyclone while also getting to the fish. Aha. It's one of those. Okay. Good to know. It's one of the Koroks with their poor, not very well doing tree. Which, again, that is a quest that I will maybe eventually do. I don't want to talk to you. Must get to Windfall quickly, blah, 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 blah. I'm aware. Just... No, stop. I hit the button again. Sorry. Anyway... Here we go. Let's get our chart filled in, and then let's head back to Windfall. Anyway, so yeah. Cool, Mother and Child Isles. I need the bow, which is, I think, in the next dungeon. Say inside that ring of rock, that inside the ring of rock, that makes up the perimeter of that island, there lives an incredibly beautiful fairy. But the thing is, nobody's ever met her. Supposedly, the only way you'll ever meet her is to take a ride on a whirlwind and drop inside the rock perimeter from the sky above. Doesn't sound easy, Fry. That's all the info I've got. Okay. For which we need to get caught up in a whirlwind, but with the bow. If we have the bow, when we get caught in the whirlwind, we can shoot. I forget which one, which guy got it is. Thundress? That's Pokemon. Whichever it is. There's Forsaken Fortress. We can shoot. We can shoot him with the bow. And then he'll say, I respect you now. And I will grant you magic. And he'll give you a new song to play. And the new song will allow you to summon tornadoes to warp around the Great Sea. So, that's once I get the bow, though. So that's going to be a little bit. Whee. There's a platform that I don't need to care about. Now, that's the storm is just not stopping. Anyway, like I was saying earlier that the rain rushing towards you is a great indicator of speed to the modern audience, to us. And that's because we're used to motorized travel. But if you're used to sailing... Oh, hello. That was a close call. If you're used to sailing at all, you realize that going fast means you're still not going as fast as the wind. The wind is still going faster than you because that's what's carrying you. So the rain, if you're going with the wind like this, the rain should be rushing in the same direction that we are. And it should be rushing faster when the sail isn't up, relative to us at least, because we're going along with the wind. Anyway, it's one of those little things that that modern, I guess, art directors, broadly speaking, don't quite get about sailing. The wind does not whip this way at you if you're sailing. It whips that way. Somewhere out in the wide world is a handy arrow that can freeze anything. Something like that. You could even freeze that nasty monster in the Forsaken Fortress, for a while anyway. But then, what would you do with a frozen monster, you say? Good question, Fry. Why, I'd say you give the thing a whack and shatter it into tiny, teeny pieces. Alright. That means we need the ice arrows and the hammer. Skull hammer, I think it is? This looks like we need bombs, but okay. If I remember right, this needs either the bombs or the really big gauntlets or whatever it is. Ah, there's also another Korok. With another pathetic tree. Alright, well, nothing here. Once I get the bombs, I can blow these up. But not yet. Back to Windfall. Uh-oh. Hey, Chiva. How you doing? Good evening. Ah, really? That's not great. I did not realize that's how that worked. Well, alright then. Yeah, okay. Good to see you. Welcome. I'm waiting on Sunken Treasure. Just because I have my wallet is full, so if I get anything, it'll just be wasted. If I get rupees, it'll be wasted. Oh, what's that? Is that it? That might be the island I'm heading towards. No, that's Tingle Island. What I'm seeing. Or is it Windfall? Might be Windfall. I don't know. Whatever. What is that? The submarine? It is. It's a submarine. Alright. Oh, you just beat Wind Waker a couple weeks ago? It's... Oh God, it's phenomenal, isn't it? Oh, man. The problem is that there's two of them. Oh, God. Ow. Ow. Well, he killed his friends, so that's nice. That was really nice of him. Ooh, that was a quick shot. Ooh, really? There we go. Gosh, okay. There's all of them, right? You know, now that I think about it, maybe I should have just swung over them. I think that was an option. Whatever. It's fine. I got, you know, some heroes, some, whatever kind of... Was it Knight's Belts or Heroes Crests? Or, I don't know. I got some thingies for it. The thingies are real nice. Okay. Swingy. Hot butt. Oh, man. That was dumb. Anyway. So, I have played this game, but it has been a very long time. First of all, I never played the HD re-release, which this still is not, by the way. This is a ROM of the original GameCube version. You might be able to tell from the very square resolution. But yeah, this is a very this is the original. This is the old one, the one I am used to from having beaten this thing nearly 20 years ago now. Darn. Okay, that was silly of me. But it has been almost 20 years since I played this game. Hey, Nomad, how you doing? You doing all right? Yeah, I've been good since Gabriel was born. That's been a large part of what's been keeping me busy. Now you may know how newborns are, with their difficulty sleeping and whatnot. You know. Yeah, and you haven't missed as much as you thought. In fact, Nomad, I did not stream last week nor Tuesday. This one is my stream for this week. Just because I wound up being busy on Tuesday. We were cooking, and oh my gosh, why am I bad at this? We were cooking, we were smoking out in the backyard, and A brisket takes longer than you think. It's also a new smoker, so I was not used to it. I wasn't used to it. Don't know all of the times and exactly how long things take. Yada yada yada. There's my excuse after excuse after excuse. Also, I dropped a barbecue fork and stabbed it through my toenail. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, yeah. But other than that, things have been great. um, yeah. No, despite some sleeping issues, Gabriel's been doing great. We've all been good. I can't complain. With this being kid number 4, I'm used to there being quirks and idiosyncrasies with each of the children. You know, it's the rafters. Ah, okay. Let me try this again. They have a lot of swing to them, also. That's really tough. 4 is impressive, I suppose. I am an only child, so, I mean, comparing to my parents, yeah, I suppose so. But both my mom and my dad each have 4. Is it 4 siblings each? Wait, hold on. Let me count. Okay, no. My mom's one of 4, so she has 3 siblings. My dad has. My dad has 4 siblings. Yeah, 4 siblings. So I'm right in the middle, I suppose, of the previous generation. Maybe in the modern world, 4 is very impressive, but not too long ago that was fairly average. Oh man, you have 7 siblings. Wow. Man, yeah. See, that's like you said, that is rather rare these days. Now we are Catholic and very much so, and so it's a little bit less rare than in the sort of broadly secular world, but still, even still. Like even to say, looking around our parish, there aren't a ton of families with 4 or more kids. So, and I will say we go to a rather traditional parish, although not really the traditional mass at that parish. Actually, this is something funny, and this is something that always irks every like rad trad that I ever talk to. So our parish is wonderful. It's St. Anthony of Padua. Sorry, St. Anthony the Abbot. We used to go to St. Anthony of Padua. There's 2 St. Anthony parishes relatively near each other, so we've recently switched. But yeah, St. Anthony the Abbot. And it's wonderful, delightful. It's also one of the only diocesan Latin masses. It has one of the only diocesan Latin masses in the diocese. However, we don't go to the Latin mass. We go to the earlier, it's less convenient, but the earlier ordinary form of mass. Now, that may strike some viewers as odd, given that I am a rather traditional sort of guy. I love Latin. I read Latin relatively often. I love to sing in Latin. However, I will say, very controversially, or at least fairly controversially, that the map is that I don't recognize that island. I will say that the ordinary form mass at our parish is significantly more beautiful and more reverent than the Latin low mass. So I really do. I understand that is a rarity, and that is not representative of many people's experiences, but still. Sea turn. Yeah, here we go. But yeah, that's not like representative of a lot of parishes, but that is absolutely the case at mine, and that really just blows the idea out of the water from a lot of like angry traditionalist types that the Latin Mass is always better in every way, all the time. It's not. It's often, but if you have a wonderful community and a great priest, it's not necessarily. So. Oh, there's a cannon ship. It's shooting at me. Is it gonna hit me? Ah, too far. Nomad says, I was at the orientation for St. Thomas today. Literally met 2 people who had exactly 7 siblings. The odds of that are pretty low. Yeah, I would say so. Once you get that high, the numbers can sway a whole bunch. So I honestly can't make a judgment either way since I've never been to a Latin Mass. I'd be interested in going to one, but I grew up in a small town. I never got the chance. It can be absolutely wonderful, absolutely gorgeous. Hey, Base. No, it's a weird day. Don't feel bad about it. I've been off schedule lately, obviously, so not your fault. So that is how it works. Yeah, like I said, it is worth checking out if you can go to a high mass. The low spoken mass is not. It can be solemn, it can be reverent, but it also can be kind of rote, which is really the impression that I get at our parish, and it's not done. It's not. The parishioners also, the people at that mass, were some of the least reverent I have seen, especially compared to the other mass at that parish. Like, it's the only time I've seen the only time I've actually seen, an older boomer lady with her Starbucks drink in her hand, gossiping audibly in line for communion at Latin mass, gossiping in English. Just ridiculous. What's he looking at? Oh, I see what he's looking at. That's what he's looking at. Okay. Arrow was already there, you see. I was taking care of that already. Well, that was getting closer. I should... What's this? Oh, interesting. Yes, Nomad, that actually happened. That actually happened. And perhaps worse still, she was gossiping about how noisy all of the various children were. Including ours, of course. But, like, come on. By the way, this design for the Great Fairies, nice. Not horrific. Not equal parts horny and horrific either, like the N64 ones. It's alien, but in a Fey sort of way. I like it. I like the design. The forearms, the floaty glowiness, the no pupils. It's nice. I dig it. Anyway, young waker of the winds, allow me to aid in your quest. What'd I get? A flower. It looked very much like this. It also looked very much like I expect Purgatory to look like. Nice! Bigger wallet! The fairies in this fountain shall ease your weariness. When you grow fatigued from your battles, come here to be refreshed. I have 2 bottles full of fairies. I'm good. Alright, I'm out of here. There are 2 fairy islands, I think, in this game, right? One gets you 1,000 and one gets you 5,000? Wallet size? Something like that. It's nice. It's kind of a priority, really. Or it should be. Oh, jeez. Where is, though, there he is. Is that him? Aha. Fill in my chart. Hello, small fry. Alright, let's see. What have we here? Northern Fairy Island. Okay. The little shopmaster in Windfall Island apparently got his hands on a truly amazing treasure. He calls it magic armor or something like that. It's a pretty cool magical relic from what I've heard. If you want him to give it to you, try staring deep into his eyes and winning him over with flattery, Fry. That's all the info. Okay. Alright, that's Dragon Roost. It's far, too, jeez. That looks like Windfall. I don't know what that is. That might be the next island in the next quadrant. Unless that's Dragon Roost, and the island is over here. Yes, it is. Look at that. I was way off. Is it really? Yeah, it's a little bit odd that it's 7 by 7. Right, that seems like an odd grid size, you know? But all right, I would think 8 by 8 would be reasonable. No, wait, that's right. I know why. Because there needs to be a center square, so it has to be an odd number of squares. That's why. Never mind. There's plot reasons for that. All right, let's see. This will be our last stop before we go back to Windfall. Pirates. Hi, small fry. Gale Isle. Oh, this is the 7 by 7 seat. Oh, thank you, Mashed Potato. I did not. You might be right. I wonder if that's why. That's clever. Thank you. That's very clever. Are you thinking you want to get into that cave, small fry? That one's protected by the crazy winds on that island. Okay then. Let me just tell you a little secret. If you go 5 squares south, 1 square east, reach Ice Ring Island. Okay. Find an item that makes you heavy as stone. Oh, okay. But to get to Ice Ring Isle, I need the fire arrows. So this is a next thing. That's right. Okay. This is the second mid-game dungeon. That's what this is. Okay. I have to, Mashed Potato, I have to wonder if that actually is the case. It might be. If you get that item, you won't have to worry about getting blown over by the winds. That's all the info. Okay, well, time to go south. Vay says, wait, a bigger wallet from the Great Fairy? That seems a little on the temporal side, comparatively speaking. Yes. But I guess think of it in terms of, like, wealth and luck, maybe? Something like that. Maybe something like that. That's probably the best way of thinking about it. What's this? Jeez. I passed it. It's right about here. I hope. Maybe I got it. Yes! Alright. This one's not a charted one, or at least not one to which I have the chart for yet. Yeah, it's rupees. Nice. See, that is good, now that I actually have the wallet to fit them. Alright, back to Windfall. I mean, the second island you go to is called Windfall. And it is a trading port. I guess not the second island. He'd technically go to the Forbidden Fortress first, or second, then Windfall. But, you know, Windfall. Seems on the nose to me. Okay. Alright, here we go. Ah, the pirate ship. It's just as the postman told us. The pirate ship has stopped here to avoid drawing the attention of the townsfolk. What? It's adjacent to the town. What do you mean? I know not what they are researching, but if they are hoping to get their hands on Jabon's secret gem, I doubt they would tell you anything directly if you were to ask them. Link, I think you should try to find out what the pirates are up to without them finding out about you. Sneaky time. Alright, well, let's be sneaky then. Mohamed says, I just started trying to read Plato's Republic recently. I see I have a series on it. Yes, I do. I do have a series on it. It's not complete by any stretch of the imagination. I would like to someday. I actually taught a course that was primarily on Plato's Republic. It was not exclusively. It was the Republic with some other texts tied into it. Some little auxiliary bits. We read some Aristotle. We read some Heidegger. We read some C.S. Lewis. We read some Augustine, not Aquinas. Some City of God. Some. What else was it? A couple of really modern, like contemporary ethics articles mixed in there. A couple of passages from C.D.C. Reeve, who wrote Philosopher Kings, which is an excellent commentary on Plato's Republic. And forget what else. It's been a while. But it was good. It was good. It's a great course. It's basically the course that I took as my intro to philosophy class that got me interested in philosophy in the first place. My freshman year of college, I went into college with the intention of doing pre-law. I was a political science major, and one of my classes happened to be intro to philosophy because it was open and it was with a professor who had come recommended and who was also teaching an honors class of mine. So I was like, all right, cool. I'll take your intro to philosophy class. Bet. I didn't say bet because no one said that then. This was 2009. No one said that. Let's pretend. Anyway, bet. So I took it. 2 weeks in, I changed my major because I absolutely fell in love with that approach and that way of thinking. And I've been, first and foremost, a philosopher ever since. Never looked back. Never looked back, despite getting sent applications to law school all throughout grad school by my parents. Because lawyers apparently make money. I'm told. I don't know about that. I also know some lawyers who don't make a lot of money, but... Anyway. Yeah, The Republic is a great book, but I don't... It's one of those... Oops, sorry. It's one of those books that I probably don't recommend just reading without something guiding you through it. Because it's really easy to get lost with a lot of what's going on. And if I were to give one little bit of advice, it's what I give in the first video in that lecture series on looking at the introduction to the book and what the book is about, which is entirely an allegory for moral psychology. That it's not about politics. Plato wrote about politics. He wrote about it in the Laws and in the Statesman, and a little bit in the Meno. I think it was Meno. The Republic's not about politics. It's about the soul, and it's about ethics, and then how those relate to each other. So if you take the Republic to be a political text, which is what a lot of political scientists try and do, you're going to be flipped and inverted, and you're not going to be thinking properly. You're going to be confused, and you're going to be wondering, why the hell is he talking about eugenics? Well, it's because it's about the refinement of ideas, for example. Right? So stuff like that. So anyway, it's a tough one to actually just jump into. If you want to just jump into Plato, go for some of his earlier, more Socratic style dialogues. Basically the Trial of Socrates series, the Euthyphro, Apology, um, Crito, Mino, or Mino. It's hold on. Do I have the book? Nope. I have the Timaeus, Critias, and the Laws on my shelf. And the Republic. Yeah. No, I don't have the Trial of Socrates. The Trial of Socrates is basically a series. It's a few of his dialogues that were written relatively early on, and they recount the on his way to his sentencing, his sort of contemplations on the end, and then his death. It's a great place to jump in to Plato's writings if you don't have a sort of framework to guide you. Cosmic Nomad says it. I like Plato. I don't agree with him on absolutely everything. You shouldn't, but probably more than I disagree with him. That's good because he's probably right about a lot of stuff, and he is the foundation of Western thought. Plus, reading him helps me purge materialist tendencies in my thinking. Absolutely good. He can get you really well into a teleological and essentialist mindset, which is alien to the modern mind. Excellent. Um, Base is a joke. What's the difference between a philosophy major and a large pizza? Large pizza can feed a family of 6. I mean, you say that, but no, they don't pay me enough. They really don't. Yes, I've heard that joke, and yes, I've lived that joke. Funny, you think? If you think it's funny, then the economy collapses, and then it's not a little less funny. Um, I can laugh. We're doing okay. Don't get me wrong. We're doing fine. We got stuff going on. We're okay. But it's a good thing I have stuff going on the side. That's all I can say. Um. Oh hey. They said I just started. I just finished Spy X Family. I have not watched it yet. That's by is that by Shinzo Abe or was that just sort of he like sort of sponsored the idea? I forget. Um, but I've heard a lot of good things about it. I am also watching an anime series. Don't feel bad. I'm watching Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and it's also really good. It is absolutely utterly delightful. Just the first 15 minutes of the first episode is an absolute masterpiece. Watch the first 15 minutes. If you're not hooked, drop it. It's fine. It's not for you, and that's fine. Maybe it's not. But it's oh my gosh, it's a beautiful piece of art. Beautiful piece of art. I have a link. My link has a letter. Sorry. But yeah, no, it's I'm sorry to disturb you with this unsolicited letter. If the following does not interest you, please throw the letter away without a second thought. But this is your big chance! Do you have need of an empty bottle, a piece of heart, or a treasure chart? I sure do. We have them at special bargain prices. But we only have one of each. If you're interested, go to the shop ship near Rockspire Island. First come, first serve. I can't wait to serve you. To those who took the time to read this letter, please accept my humble thanks. Assistant Manager, Rockspire Shop Ship. I got a green rupee. Thanks for the rupee. Where's Rockspire? Do I have it on the map yet? Fire Mountain, Easter Triangle, Bomb. Two-Eye, Headstone, Great Fish, Tingle. I'll find it eventually, but yes, I need all of those things. But yes, that joke is that joke really does apply. It's just one of those things that it's not something I would do if I didn't love it. All right, I'm gonna sail away with their ship now. Nope, can't. Never mind. It won't let me do it. That's dumb. What do pirates love more than the sea? Treasure. No. Okay. Rupee is not a lot in Biden's economy. You damn right. Okay, I need to find the password somehow, and I forget how. I'm gonna try the other thing I think it might be, which is nothing. It might be nothing. Or it might be blank. I'm gonna try those options. Okay, that doesn't work. Worth a shot. Yeah. Nope, okay. Their mothers won't fit. So unless it's mom or mother... I don't know. Make that... Okay. Alright, let's go wander around a bit and see if I can find the answer. Because I think some of them are around town somewhere. I might need to go during the day. That's the other major problem. I'm going to talk to the pictograph guy and see if I can get a color pictograph box. I do need one of those. You see, young sir, I've been studying pictorial boxes since I was but a lad. A lifelong dream, incredible capabilities. Yes, I can be research assistant. Oh, really? Really and truly? I heart leaps at your enthusiasm, but I really must tell you the path of an assistant must follow is not a simple one. I demand that whoever takes on the role of my assistant be an individual who can take whatever command I may issue and promptly complete it without hesitation. It will be quite a challenge, I assure you, but are you still sure you want to do this? Of course, absolutely. Oh, blind in this game? Yeah. I'm guessing too. I completely forgot. Like I said, it's been like 20 years. So my memory of this is foggy at best. It's bringing back a lot of those memories though. And man, it's delightful. I would say that it's like the most nostalgic, but not quite. It's still like that. Well, it's from when I was like 12, I guess. This game probably came out when I was 11 or 12. Which, I mean, is pretty much the ideal age for a Zelda game. Really, I will say. That's the perfect age to play one of these. For the first time, at least. So, it's no small wonder that I have such fond feelings and fond memories of this game. Still, it's not my favorite. I will say that. It is not my favorite. I'm not that swayed by age association, I guess you call it. Oh, excuse me. Link, is it? Very well. I shall issue 3 commands to you. On the dawn of the day, you complete all 3 tasks. You shall be my #1 assistant, Link. Now then, for my first command. Love letter. Do you know what that is, young sir? It's a collection of words of love, long unspoken and put into written form. Somewhere in this town, there is one who, despite constant rejection, never learns the cold lesson of unrequited passion and continues to write letters of doomed love. I'm certain the object of this sadly one-sided affection is in quite a quandary over the matter. I am of the mind that I must have a word with the unwanted suitor. However, I must have physical evidence, and thus your first task is to snap a pictograph of this individual in the act of sending the unwanted letters. That sounds easy, does it not? Rightly so. If you hope to be my assistant, you must perform this task with ease. Well, okay then. Okay. Yeah, my guess that it's not something like Mother's is just the length and format of the password. It's just my gamer instincts, you know? What's this? It's too rainy out. Oh, this is the The cannonair, the cannonade, cannon shop with the. Is the bar upstairs? Or is this just a? Nope, just another exit. Okay. By night, isn't it? A little rain once in a while isn't bad at all. I think I've actually missed getting wet. Yeah, I get that. It is nice out. It is nice out, isn't it? Maybe I do need to go to the bar. Oh, hey, you're pirates. Is it true that pirates have invaded our peaceful little island? That's terrible news. What am I supposed to do if they come to my coffee house and start raising a ruckus? They're here, you... Okay. It's true. 100% true. I've seen it myself. A stern-looking pirate ship sailing full speed towards this little town. I swear it on the sea. Yeah, they're right here. You... Okay. Let's just say, just for a moment, that pirates actually did come ashore. What would they want with a peaceful village like this? Tell me that, laddie. Ah, nothing better than a cup of refreshment at your local cafe. For a long day's work, absolutely nothing. I'm telling you, those pirates were just looking for a little relaxation. You don't find cafes on the high seas. The answer's coffee, isn't it? I understand. I'm not drinking coffee. I already had plenty today. Nomad says this is kind of random, but very ironic. There's this massive ammunition storage place near where I live. And a massive amount of deer hang out there. They hang around what kills them. Just went by that and was thinking about it. I mean, there is a kind of tragic irony to that, you know? And also, though, I mean, the ammunition is not going to kill the deer without help. Have you heard? There are pirates here on the island now. Right now. Well, that's what they say anyway. Me, I don't believe it. You're... Okay. Okay. I'm just gonna go. This is embarrassing. Nice. The auction house? Oh. Dear me, but there is a terrible storm raging this evening. That night seems very unsettled somehow. Yeah, Okay, well, I guess I can't, do the auction tonight. Not yet. I'm still a little bit in the prologue, I suppose. I also have to say, as much as I like it being a center grip shield, I kind of hate how he holds it. It's just like, it's so dangly, you know? I don't get it. Actually, yeah, no, Nomad, you're probably right. It's probably safer than the woods during hunting season. Yeah, like, who's going to walk outside the ammo store? Who's going to walk outside the gun shop and shoot a deer? This is our Chew Jelly guy, which, no, that's the potion shop. That does not help me. Thanks. I'm gonna take your display rupee. But yeah, not just that. I'll say not just I will say though, I guess there is a bit of a danger, right? Um, but it's more like a danger of, well, you're near the road, you know, and if you're that near the road, there is a real danger of, getting hit by a car. Thank you for your business. I will buy some bait. I need some bait. I'll buy some more bait too. Is that enough? Let me buy one more. It'll do. I love Beetle. Yeah, like I said, I think that there is like the greatest danger, if there can be said to be any danger at all, would probably just have to be car getting hit by a car, right? I think I need the hook shot, if there is a hook shot in this game for that chest. Or maybe, hold on. Can I just fly there? Let's try it. Ah! I forgot to sidle. Sidle, whatever. I actually really dig that. It's a fairly niche use thing, but it's really cool. The like wind gust. Okay, so that's actually another thing too that I really like about the Zelda game. I think that's one of the major gimmicks of the Zelda game that often gets overlooked, and I think that's also kind of what's missing in Okay, is this gonna work? Oh my god, it is. What? Excuse me? Excuse me? Well, that's rude. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I think that's kind of what's missing from the Switch Zelda games is the very special and very specific plot relevant magic items, if you will. Things like your ordinary what are traditionally C button items, or the Wind Waker, the grappling hook, the leaf, right? Stuff that is very specifically designed to work with parts of the environment. I'm gonna try coffee. No. Okay. No. I'm missing something. That's not good. I'm missing something. Closed. Oh, they're in there, aren't they? Okay, I remember now. Okay. I remember now. God, honestly, I like how much I forgot about this game. Excuse me. Like I said, I really like how much of this I'm having to do on memory, or just kind of explore, figure out on my own, rather than just knowing exactly what I need to do with step by step. I dig it. Because there we go, we now have the pirate theme music. Look, don't be mad at us. It's not our fault. We absolutely gotta have bombs to get the treasure we're after. How about you just think of it as payback for the nasty little monopoly you've been running here, yeah? So I bet you're thinking it was foolhardy to ask pirates to pay for such an outrageous price, huh? Yep, I bet you are. You know, Gonzo, I still can't get over that bit of fast talking you pulled to get that information out of the postman. Huh? Oh, yeah, that was smooth. I tell you, the minute I set my eyes on that link, I just knew he was hiding something back at Outset, yeah? So when I saw that postman, I just pretended I was all worried about the kid and stuff. And presto, he spilled the beans. Good work, Gonzo, really. Top notch. It's funny, though. I'm thinking this is maybe the first time you've shown such wit, such cunning. You know, with your cunning and Miss Tetra's smarts, if you two got married and had a kid, that kid would be the greatest pirate to ever sail the seas. Yup, the greatest. You idiot. Keep your mouth shut, huh? Don't be so stupid. Miss Tetra, you listen to this nitwit. Can't you dock him from pay or something? Quit goofing off, both of you. Keep your childish jokes to yourselves and get those bombs back to the ship. The second you're done loading them up, we're setting sail for Outset Island. What? Miss, we have to leave immediately? But it's been so long since we were on shore. We need to fill our bellies with some good eating, yeah? How about we grub tonight and shove off tomorrow morning instead? I mean, I'm fine either way, of course. Whatever you say is fine, miss, is what I meant to say. It's just that the boys were so excited to come to town, yeah? And I can't help but think I would be awful hard on them to leave so soon without a proper layover. So, what say we set sail tomorrow, yeah? What do you say, miss? The treasure isn't going anywhere. You're with me, right, boys? Who's for a night of fun? You're all fools, did you know that? You saw that demolished island. You saw that senseless destruction. We have to hurry on to Outset, or the same thing could happen there. Huh? Not to be disrespectful, but by the sound of things, you're worried more about that island than the treasure, miss. Don't be ridiculous. I want, the treasure. Alright, fine. Have it your way. We can leave town tomorrow, you big babies. But we're setting sail at first light, so no sleeping in, understood? Aye aye! She's giving us the chance to go ahead. Hey there, brother. What was today's password again? Mako, are you serious? You forgot already? You're so useless. Today's password is treasure, yeah? Remember? Oh, come on. Really? You know that Nico won't let you in if you don't say it exactly right. He's real picky about it. So say it once more. Today's password is treasure. Yeah, I hate when games do this. Treasure, eh? I hate it when games do this. It's like there's an easily guessed plot element that it won't let me guess. Ropes. Hey dude, can I help you? Can I please free you? Can I take your bombs though? Can I have some bombs? I want some bombs. No? Can I smash all the barrels in your back room? Because you won't give me your bombs? my god. I'm looting the guy's safe. Listen, the pirates did it, okay? I'm just, I dress like this because I'm one of the pirates. See? It's a pirate thing. Me looting all of your safe in barrels. Your barrels of money. Also, I can't believe I can't just take I can't just take bombs. Or even free him, and he'll give me a discount, or whatever. You would think, but no. Now that's the other question, too. It expects me to sneak onto the pirate ship. For some reason. I don't know why I wouldn't just go back to Outside Island. Just sail down. And have a head start. You know? But whatever. Let's do what it expects us to do. Alright, it's treasure. Right, who may enter? I said that 10 minutes ago. Swords? Ooh, wait. This chart. Forest Haven. Dragon Roost. Great Fish. And those three are the... What are those? But this is going to come in handy later. This is going to be extremely relevant later. I never realized that was there, though. I never noticed it. Fascinating. Oh, Link! My old swabby Link! So you're alive! All the other pirates said you got done by eating that bird monster in the Forsaken Fortress, so I thought... Never mind what I thought, you're alive! Oh, I get it now. You came back because you missed me so much. I had no idea you wanted to be my swabby so badly. I see. Well, after you left, I went back to being the bottom rung on the ladder, which is why I'm stuck here while everyone else is in town having fun and eating and stuff. But I guess being so worshipped by my swabby ought to cheer me up. All right, why don't you see to your next test, huh? This one's harder than the last. Good luck. You'll need it, swabby. You can see there are lanterns hanging throughout the room, right? But last time, when you pressed the switch, platforms rose up for you to jump onto, right? Yeah, well, this time there aren't any. Which means you have to jump from one rope to the next. Pretty tough. Not really. Did that already. And that's not all. This time I've put a gate on the door too. The switch opens the gate, but it'll close if you don't get here before time runs out. Run out of time, you'll have to try it again, little swabby. Okay. What is it? The switch that opens the gate is the same place as before, so step on it. If you get all the way to this side before time runs out, I'll give you the bombs we got in town. Yeah, you heard me. Give you your best shot, swabby. Oh. That actually really helps. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Skip one. Get a good big swing. Damn it. Resetty. Try again! So, by the way, another thing that's been going on, the ladies in our Discord have been tonight are playing Solasta. Solasta is a 5th edition D&D PC game. Basically, it's a video game based on the rule set of 5th edition D&D, and so it's a lot like, in that respect, it's a lot like Baldur's Gate. However, it's a lot like Baldur's Gate, but graphically inferior. Not set in the Forgotten Realms, but also not quite as filled with degeneracy and shenanigans. It's less modern audiences-y, let's say. So I really like it. I've been playing the campaign solo, and I've been really enjoying it. It's pretty cool. So it's Solasta, Crown of the Magister? Yeah, Crown of the Magister. It's really good. It's also multiplayer. You can play with up to a group of 4 people unmodded. If you mod it, you can increase that to 6, I think. I think it's 6. Almost. Figure swinger. Woo! We did it.
What? You've got to be! You did it already! You're incredible. This isn't good. I've never even passed this test. How could he do it so quickly? And make it look so easy? If I give this to him, everyone will know for sure. Oh, I'll be busted. But okay. You're the best swabby of all time, so I guess I'll give you the bombs. Go on, take them. Just don't tell anyone, okay? I'm serious. Really serious, okay? Okay?
Yeah, okay. Sure, whatever. I needed the bombs. I needed those anyway. Bombs! You can carry up to 30. I know. Try it out, it's a blast. In your boat, it gives you a mighty cannon, which is awesome, by the way. Mighty courageous of you, trying to steal treasure from pirates. I suppose I should be shocked, but I'm more amazed that you managed to survive after being tossed out of that tower. From the look on your face, I have to guess you haven't saved your sister yet, huh? You don't give such things much thought, do you? You just rush in, never thinking how badly things could go for you. Just like now, the only reason you got what you did was because you left a simple-minded little rat like Nico behind to look after things. No one else would have parted with our treasure so easily, I assure you. And just how you intend to use those bombs anyway. Don't tell me you're going after Jabun's treasure, too. Right now, Jabun is hiding at a cave at the back of the island you were born on. Thanks for telling me, Tetra. But the entrance is blocked by a giant stone doorway. You can't get within without breaking down the door. We're going to relax in town and eat our fill of whatever this town has to offer, but we'll be leaving for outset first thing in the morning. If you manage to find Jabun tonight, then I guess you win. But if you take too long, we'll come sailing right by you tomorrow morning, and believe me, you didn't get all of our bombs. You better be quick, kid. I'm gonna go be quick, bye. Let's do this. Let's set our sail. Our bombs. We're probably gonna need that. Okay. I also don't think that there is an actual time crunch on this. I think the game is bluffing you. But I could be wrong, so I don't necessarily want to test that theory. This game does not like actual large-scale time limits. It's okay with time limits within, like, a room, but large-scale, not so much. Alright, I just need to go basically straight due south. Outset. Yeah, I'm just gonna... Yeah, wind's already going due south, so we're fine. I can get more bait, but I'm not gonna yet. What's this? Letter of a link. Beetle Chopchip. Big chance. New bombs. Now you have bombs. Jesus. Okay. Did I get the chart? Nice! Beetle's chart. Now I don't know where to find Beetle's floating chop chips. Nice. Ooh, there's a special one with a helmet. I should go there, but not yet. Instead, I'm just going to go due south and go straight to Outside Island because I've been led to... Ooh. Well done. Our preparations are complete. If what the girl says is true, the pirates won't be leaving until morning. You must meet with Javan and get the pearl from him before they arrive. Let us delay no longer, Link. Indeed. Let's go. Alright, let's see what this is. Nice. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. 50 rupees is pretty good. I'll take it. Oops. Alright, I think we're heading straight to the next island. At least it looks like it. Oh, look, there's a tornado. That's great. Not what I wanted to see. Oh, well, hello. Also, Octoroks. They're terrible shots, though, so I don't really have to care. Just, hey, Octoroks, just chill for a minute, okay? Stop shooting bombs at me. Hey, small fry. Alright. Like I said, I want to fill up as much of my sea chart as I possibly can. One of the Triangle Islands. That might be what was on that chart. Let me tell you something, small fry. The school on that Windfall Island has one gorgeous teacher. But the thing is, this gang of 4 little hoodlums always causing trouble for her. These little delinquents like to cause all sorts of trouble. They go climbing trees, hiding behind buildings instead of going to school. What a bunch of savages. Somebody's got to scold those scoundrels and set them straight for the sake of that poor teacher. You hear me, Fry? That's all the info I got. Alright. Let's keep moving. Shall we? Oh wait, there's treasure hunters there. Hold on. I have to be very careful this close to the tornado, but I really want to talk to these guys. Yeah, Bub? We're collecting treasure, Bub? To see where we can find treasure, open the sea chart and check the special charts. Yeah, I know that. I know all these things. Are you going to give me a treasure chart? No, you're just going to... Okay. Alright, well, whatever. Thanks anyway. Getting closer to the eye reef. One of the eye reefs. For some reason, it is the dead of night, and it is staying that way. That's odd. Wonder if it's for story reasons. I could also go in here. I could also be a better shot. Okay, here we go. You small fry. Six-eye reef. Okay, cool. Alright, a nice outdoor shop on Windfall. In that shop, the really fine safe looks like brimming full with riches. Let's leave it sitting outside day and night. I tell you, one of these days that thing is going to get hauled off by a thief, mark my words. If I were to find a thief in the act of thieving, I'd stop the perpetrator right there and catch the rat red-handed. I'm sure if I did, the owner of that shop would thank me. Yeah, he'd be happy. That'd be the honest thing to do. That's all the info. Interesting. Is that a side quest that I've forgotten about? Oh. Didn't. Okay. Wow. Oh, it's the fishman. I didn't expect him there. Alright, let's go up this platform while we're just digging around. Okay. Come on. Let's see what is to be seen here. The eye reefs are basically, if I remember right, bye. They're basically just little combat challenges, the eye reefs. They tend to also, if I remember right, they tend to also have a lot of sunken treasure in them, both charted and uncharted. Hey, why are you shooting? Killed all your dudes. What's this? A treasure. I'm a pirate, aren't I? More rupees. Okay, not bad. I'll take it. Handy. I can actually carry it for once. Alright. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's a lot of platform. Oh no, that's a bunch of... Oh, that's a bunch of Mega P-Hat things. What's this? Is that a submarine or something? What is that? Or is it Beetle? It is Beetle. What is Beetle doing here? Hey, wait, no! I forgot Link always jumps off the right side of the boat, no matter where it's contextually reasonable. Oh well. Let's see. Alright, I can buy one more.
Thank you. Bye.
How many bombs I got? I need one more. That's fine. I'll find it somewhere. 29 out of 30 is good enough. Just have to avoid these P-Hats long enough to feed the damned fish. There we go. Okay, I changed the direction of the wind to southwest. Now I can just go south and then west 2 and then south 1. That's probably better. Information, yeah. Yeah, instead of going at a diagonal and missing out on a bunch, I'm just going to go south 1 more. West 2. Famed Pitographer lives far to the north on Windfall. What's that have to do with this? I don't get it. What's on this island? Okay, no, let's not go here, because this is just a what's it called? Korok. With his terrible tree. I hate these things. Ah! Oh, is that the... It's the fairy island. Hello. Am I about to get the other wallet upgrade? No. Already? I assume this one is locked behind some kind of item access. Maybe not, though. I don't know. Let's see. It does look like it, doesn't it? It'll do. Hey, small fry. Let's see. It's up in Fairy Island, I know. Oh. Here's my beer already. The trouble with not having a coffee in my stream. I also don't have my big mug. It's still got those cracks in it, you know, so I ordered a new one, which will be coming soon, so I'll have a new big mug. That's that island buried beneath the black soil. Serious treasure. Right, digging. Digging beneath black soil. I don't know how to dig beneath black soil. There we go. I keep jumping out the wrong side. It's all my fault, too. It's not like I shouldn't know better. Rupees. So first of all, that. More rupees. Second of all, whoa! Right. I forgot I could just put them down with R, not with A, because they got rid of the contextual A button from previous games. Which is fine, but, like, I'm totally not used to it. Anyway. Yeah, this is it. Oh my god, I'm about to get the other wallet upgrade. This is insane, aren't I? I love the design of these guys. Gals, whatever. Allow me to aid you in your quest. It's a purple flower. More bombs. Ooh, I can carry 60. Cool. All right, sweet. All right. I'm gonna save just in case something happens. You know, shouldn't be a problem, but I don't want to test it. Then a lot. Where's my ship? Boat thing. I guess there is an eastern and a western fairy isle, isn't there? Okay, hold on. I gotta change the wind to go west. Okay. Ah. Nope, that's a treasure thingy. Ah, there we go. This is the fire island, right? Rocks. What's that? There's a collection of lights or something above the waves right over there. I need to see what that is. Small fry. Information about this island. Sea chart. Yes, so. You gotcha. Unless it's a collection of... Oh, Dolphin Island. Yeah, Shark Island. Not Dolphin, Shark Island. Unless it's a collection of seagulls, in which case it's a big octo, which is fine. I actually can probably... I can probably use my boomerang. The wind deity Cyclos uses those cyclones to fly across the sea instantaneously, or so I've heard. Could be just a rumor. Boy, if you had that power, you wouldn't have to spend so much time sailing back and forth across the sea all the time. Wouldn't that be nice, Franny? But let me tell you, there's no way he'll give up his power easily. You can't get near the guy. So you have to figure out how to shoot him from a distance. With arrows. Whip, I tell you. Yes, I get it. Okay, thanks. Thanks. Can't use the, Oh, it's a bunch of treasure. Hold on. That's just a bunch of treasure. Okay. Oh, he's got potion and bombs. He doesn't have bait. Alright, well, I don't need a potion. Okay. I do want to check out this Shark Island later. Okay, let's see if we can pull up all of these, shall we? Okay, rupees. Not bad. I'll take them. Yep. I will say the hitbox on the treasure chests is rather big, which is nice. If you can call it a hitbox. More rupees. Yellow. 10. Bad, not bad. Oops. Wrong button. There we go. Okay, more. It's all rupees, I think. Unless it isn't. Oh, that cyclone is getting closer. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it worked. Oh, bombs? No, you cannot hit Cyclos with bombs. I've tried. Can't use bombs, can't do boomerang. It has to be specifically arrows. Not sure why, but it has to be specifically arrows. It's for advancement reasons. It's basically because you have to be a certain way through the game before you unlock warping. Oops. I don't think that's it. Ah, it's over there. Okay, wow, I was way off. Okay. There we go. That's the last of them. For this little area, at least. Yep, more rupees. Cool. I mean, that's a nice chunk of rupees between all of those. I think that was worth our time. With a wallet that can fit all of them, it was worth our time. Okay, so it's Koroks, among other things. What's this? Southern Fairy Island, head east. Yeah, I know. Thank you, though. Bashing thing. I can bash that with the hammer once I get it. It does something. Skull hammer. Once again, that's Skull Hammer territory. What's this? Must activate all four switches on the island. You must activate them all swiftly. Danger will visit all who fail to heed my warning. The Seer. Huh. What's this? I don't know what that did. Oh, I get it. I have to hit 2 with the hammer. I have to hit 1 with the boomerang. I have to hit 1 by stepping on it. I get it. So I need the hammer also. That's what I need. Okay. And that will deactivate the flames, which will put me down there, which brings me up to the top. I get it. All right. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. Oh, jeez. Not what I intended. Yeah, let's go one more west. I think it's another reef island, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I'm not going to bother with that treasure chest with the Octoroks. No. Baze, what do you mean destruction is as important as creation or magic spells? How so? You mean in terms of needing the hammer? Oh, you're behind. Just put speed up. That's what I usually do if I get behind on the stream. Not that you'll hear this for a while. That's the trouble in it. Okay. Yeah, it's another eye reef. And there's sharks. Okay. Did I just knock it out? Wow, that was weird. Didn't expect to be able to do that. A small fry. This is another... What eye reef? I don't know. This is another series of side quests I can do at some point. 5 eye reef. All the eye reefs. Long ago, huge fairy. Left of the ruins of the fairy fountain where she lives. It's sort of sad. But to tell you the truth, I hear there's still a fairy there. Yep, she's still alive and kicking down there, Fry. That's all the info I've got to offer. Okay. Alright, let's go south to Outset. I missed one, but here's another one. That's alright. Again, missing some of these little unmarked ones is fine. Most of them are rupees, so... Every once in a while, there's a treasure chart, but usually it's just rupees. Never mind. There's a lot of these guys. Alright, we've changed regions. Gonna need bombs. All 60 of them. Alright, around the back side of the island. Let's see. All right. So I think it's. Oh, hey, never mind. Let's go ahead. Have you noticed, Link? Morning has not broken since we arrived at Great Fish Isle, the land that was so ravaged by monsters. It is as if time itself is frozen. Perhaps this is the curse that Valu spoke of. Whatever the reason, if this night does not end, then we need not worry about the pirates overtaking us. In fact, it might not be a bad idea for you to visit your hometown and family again after such a long time away. I was here yesterday. You can speak with Jabun after you do. Yeah, okay. Sure thing. Get some chews. Get some magic back. Let's see how Grandma's doing. I already stopped by last time. Oh, that's right. I needed a red potion or something. Shoot. I got to go bring one. Errol, don't go. Don't leave. Don't leave your poor old grandma all alone. Yeah, I need her a potion. Forgot about that. Because I have fairies in my bottles, as one should. Alright, let's see if he wants more night crusts. I only have 2. Never mind. He wants more than 2. Alright, let's go, no, let's just go. Let's go blow stuff up, shall we? Yep. Are you ready? If that is the case, then we must search for the cave round the backside of Outset, where Jabun is said to hide. Yes. Interesting. Okay, partway done. Jesus. Okay. Oh, getting the bomb bag. Yeah, okay. Yeah. After the wallet from the giant fairy. Rewound a bit, find your free run recommendation. Forgot it was behind it. Oh yeah, so the free run recommendation. I'll say more about that actually, because it's really good. It's a theme that I really liked. It really resonates with me for some reason. It's about it's basically the epilogue to a D&D adventure that we don't see. We don't actually see the adventure where the team of heroes goes to save the world. Where they do. They say they go and they kill the Demon King, they save the world. Apparently it was a great story. We never get to see it. We see it in bits and pieces in flashbacks. Because the actual series follows Freyrinn, who is the elven mage of the party, and she's immortal. And so it takes place in the years after, while she continues to live on, while her party members get old and die, and she's remembering them and sort of devoting to their memory. It's so good. It is beautiful. It is touching. And it also has like moments of lighthearted silliness. It has some very like D&D trope stuff. It's great. It is a great overall story. I'm only like 8 episodes in. It's like a 20-something episode season. There's only one season, at least so far. So I'm not that far in, but if the literal first 15 minutes are any indication, it's top notch, top notch. It's also very classic Western fantasy aesthetically. I mean, it's anime, obviously, but a lot of it is like a lot of the architectural design, a lot of the armor, a lot of the weapons, a lot of the stuff. It's very very medieval fantasy, a very late medieval, kind of high medieval, what we would expect for European medieval fantasy. Even all the names like Freyren and Heinrich is the hero of the original party. German names, the place names, the people names, everything's Germanic as well. It's interesting. It's really cool. Anyway, I really highly recommend it. So far, at least, really good. He's speaking Ancient Hylian. That doesn't help me. Bay says so. It isn't a sequel. I would have guessed given the subtitle. It is not. That is what's so brilliant about it. It's set up as a sequel to a series that we never saw. And so we only ever see the original adventure and the interaction of those characters in flashbacks, in references, as Freyren, the elf, is remembering them. Because she's immortal, she lived forever. And so basically it's the story of an immortal elf watching all of her friends die, and then wanting to remember them and honor their memory. And it plays a lot with that whole immortal timescale thing. Like, very, very minor spoiler for the first episode. There's this celestial event that they get to watch that only happens every 50 years. And she says, "Oh, I know a great spot to watch this. I should take you next time. And they're like, next time? It's in 50 years. Exactly. I'll see you in 50 years. I'll come back and we'll go together." She doesn't even quite realize how long that is for humans. So then, and she does, and the story proceeds thusly. But man, it's really cool. It's really, really good. Great. Anyway, highly recommend. I don't want to spoil anything really, like who dies or when or how or any of that. Like, experience it yourself. It's worth it. It's great. Very great. Anyway, Jabun is speaking Ancient Hylian, and the king is speaking back to him in modern common. That's cool. Seems rude, but okay. Well met indeed, Jabun. I am pleased to see that you are safe. Yes, it seems Ganon has returned. There can be no other explanation. He had that big mouth. Look at that guy. We had an adventure in his tum-tum. Thousands of years ago. Unfortunately, that is not so. The one I have brought with me has no connection to the legendary one. That's not true. I'm wearing the same clothes he did. And yet I sense great promise in the courage of that this one possesses. Also, we find out later in the series that all of these links are essentially a reincarnation of the spirit of the hero. So there is a connection to the legendary one. The hero of time. I do. It is the only way. Caught by his own anglerfish angle. A gem. You got Nairu's pearl. The water spirit Jabun was kind enough to give you this jewel, a treasure of one of the goddesses. Bye. So, foul rain and endless night were indeed elements of a curse brought on us by Ganon. He must intend to cast this land into pure darkness for all time. I believe I have. Sploosh. Goodbye, Jabun. Ganon's curse has been broken by the power of the pearl that Jabon gave us, so morning should come soon. It is well that we had gathered all of the pearls. Are you ready, Link? I have marked the places where you must set the pearls on your sea chart. Once you have placed each of the pearls in its proper location, the proving grounds for your courage will become apparent. Clearly, the search for Jabon has shown that Ganon has begun to make efforts to block our path forward. It is certain that the perils ahead will be greater than any you have faced thus far. You should finish any business you have on Outset right now, so that you shall not have any regrets later. Yeah, that means I need to go to... Oh, the Triangle Islands. Okay, yeah, I've been to all of these. Alright, I need to go to Forest Haven, in that case. So that I can get... potions to give to Granny. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go east. And don't worry, we'll come back to Outset. We will come back to Outset. Before we do any of this. But yeah, one would think that Beyond Journey's End means that it's a sequel, but it's not. It's an epilogue to a story that we don't actually see, which I love that. I love the way that that's written. It's a brilliant concept for a story. And the whole immortal elf watching all of her friends die theme is just so touching. And it's done very well. It's really heartfelt. I mean, it reminds me a bit of one of my D&D characters, who, in the Forgotten Realms setting at least, is a relatively old elf named Lyfroth. He, every once in a while, he will fall in love with a human woman, a mortal human woman, and I mean, the inevitable happens. Typically, he'll start a family, maybe have a child or two. But then she'll die. And in some cases, they'll die. And to avoid the heartbreak, as time went on, he eventually started leaving before his family could tragically die. And so he has this kind of reputation for being a sort of a deadbeat dad. I've already done this one, haven't I? Is that it? You're freaking out. Understandably, I suppose. Okay. Cool. Now we're out of here. But yeah, so this Lycroth, he has this tendency, like I said, to even abandon the families that he forms, the women he loves, so he doesn't have to watch them die. And I mean, it's selfish, and it's a character flaw, obviously. But it's somewhat understandable. It's basically he's still pursuing love, um, but also trying to, I guess you'd say, save himself the heartbreak of having to watch the one he loves die over and over again. You know, and I've when I've played him in a campaign, I've had him be, and I've had him both as a player character and as an NPC before, and in both cases, in different ways, I've had him meet some of his descendants. In some cases, it went well. In some cases, it went poorly. In the one case, right, Erica's character, Eric, was playing Arthur, and this is who's Lycroth's son, long lost son. And Lycroth was an NPC in that campaign. He's not a player character, and I had him. I had Arthur. Well, she had Arthur basically having a vendetta against his deadbeat father, who abandoned him and his mother. He didn't really care to hear so much about the story as to why. Just despised the man. Immediately tried to kill him, which, understandable. I get it. But yeah, so that's one way it can go. In another campaign, I had him. He had met his daughter, his half elf daughter, and they went adventuring for a while, and they bonded wonderfully until she died too. Because half elves have a lot shorter lifespan than elves do. Which even I will say, something I don't like about Forgotten Realms, or most D&D lore, is that elves are very mortal. I mean, they live for a long time compared to humans, but like 1,000 years, long time. Not like immortal, or like 1,000 years is as nothing, as the blink of an eye, what have you. Yeah, I prefer my elves to be immortal in my fantasy. Otherwise, they're just humans that live a relatively long time, and that's kind of boring. I like my fantasy races to be fantastical, to be very different from baseline humans in really significant ways. Yeah. He says, I could see it being amazing and or disappointing to be immortal following your family line through the ages. It is but a day. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot interesting to that, you know. I love all of that conceptually. That's also that's another thing is I'm wondering, this is all speculative, don't spoil it for me, and don't take this as a spoiler because I don't know if this is actually where it goes, but I almost wonder if the series is going in the direction of Frerin is going to sort of gradually find out that she was falling in love with this human or something like that. But it was only 10 years. The adventure only lasted 10 years, which is 100th of her life so far. Less than 100th of her life so far. So she didn't realize it or something like that. But I mean, maybe, I don't know if it's going in that direction or not. That would be very anime. It'd be extremely anime for it to go that way. Oh, I can see seagulls. Huge fairy could be seen right around here. Interesting. Magic. Fairies using magic. That's the only explanation. Really. I want to see. Oh, seagulls. It wasn't a fairy, was it? Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. That's... Okay, southwest of the island, there's seagulls. Okay, the seagulls, if you're not aware, you're gonna see what these seagulls mean. The seagulls are a rather significant marker of something big and important. So, we're going to go through this reef. We're going to see if we can find some treasure. Oh, a fairy. Didn't need it, but nice. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can find, what kind of treasure we can find in this reef. Then we're gonna go see what's up with that seagull, those seagulls. I don't think it's a fairy. Priorities, values, and circumstances shift over generations. So it's only natural. Yeah, that too. It's like seeing the world change so much in one's extremely long, unlimited lifespan. That's really quite the thing. Are these cannon ports? If they are, I'm gonna have a problem. Also, do the treasure rings only show up at night? If so, I'm gonna have another problem. Huh, yeah, I think they only show up at night. Inconvenient. I'm gonna need that, if this is what I think it is. I think it is. Now, you don't know what I'm talking about, Base. So you're yet to see. But this is really quite something. Also, tacking in this game actually does work. Like tacking, like sailing against the wind kind of thing. The back and forth thing. It doesn't work well, but it's much faster than just trying to go against the wind. Aha! Got him. It's a big octo! Bay says, but how harshly? So many today judge our ancestors. I'd love to see a genuine take on how they judge us. Yeah. Oh, it is a fairy. Was it eaten? O waker of the wind. Thanks to you, I have been freed from the beast's foul grasp. As thanks, I shall give you just a little of my power. It was a fairy. Green. I mean, that's the thing. We can... Oh, sweet! Double magic power. Awesome. May the winds of fortune always blow across your bow. Cool! Nah, it's not another wallet this time. It's more magic. This time it seems vaguely appropriate for, a fairy. Um, yeah, I mean, we do, with the benefit of hindsight, I think we can, at least to some degree, if not know, we can certainly estimate how our ancestors would judge us today. We have what they wrote in a way that they did not have. They did not have what we know. We think. Right? And because those of us who intensely study the past, we really get ourselves, if we're doing our job right, we get ourselves into the minds of those who came before us. And in a lot of cases, that means we know, we can see the flaws of our society today from the perspective of those who came before. At least in part from the perspective of those who came before. And it's quite a thing, to see that there is something so tragically wrong with the world we live in, the society we find ourselves in today, because those sorts of things are easier to see from an outside perspective. Just like today, right? People today are very quick to judge the past, and in some cases, to a degree at least, rightly, right? There were flaws, errors in thinking, errors in judgment in our society in the past. We really have improved, at least in certain ways. I'm not going to deny that. I'm not one of those trads who thinks that everything used to be better. That's just not true. So, northeast of the Forest Haven, Firefly. Interesting. Burst of light, 7 colors. Interesting. Why would I need that? Is it for the Picto box? Aha! Let's see. Right. But the fact that we are able to judge the past, the reason for that is because we have not a neutral perspective, but an outside perspective. We have a different perspective. And so what we're able to see of the past is different from what they were able to see of themselves. Just like their perspective is very different from what we are able to see of ourselves. We can't see all of the errors and flaws in... Oh, I need the hook shot. Okay. We can't see all of the errors and flaws in our society because we're in our society, right? Obviously. If we want to see what is off about our society, we have to look at it from outside of ourselves. And the way to do that, the best way I know of, at least to do that, is to do so from the perspective of the past. Now, it also helps, I would say. The fact is that I do think the past was our society. Oh, excuse me. I should get to bed soon. That our society in the past was, I think, better in a lot of ways. Certainly not in every way. But it was better in a lot of ways. Disregard. Oh, this is a minigame. It's a flying minigame. Now that I have the extended magic bar, I think this is worth doing. Small fry. So, yeah, I think I do think genuinely that the ancient past, the boating course. I thought this was the flying course. Okay. Let me ask you something, Fry. Have you been using R to make your boat jump? Well, have you? Of course. I'm going out to sea just to jump around to sea. Would be real dumb if you ask me. Anyway, what you could do is tilt a sharp turn. Yeah, I know. That's very cool. I know. It's nice. It's good advice. I do it all the time. How do I get up there? Do I need the freaking hook shot for this? No. No, I can just go up here. Okay, cool. There's a beach slope. Not a beach, but there's a slope. Is there even a hook shot in this game? Or am I crazy? Hey, that's a pretty slick boat you got there, kiddo. So what do you say, kiddo? You want to play a boat game for 30 rupees? What do you say? Tell me the rules. Well, I ain't that good a talker. Here goes. Now listen up. The deal is you take your boat, sail over the barrels, float in the water, and see how many rupees you can bring to the finish line within the time limit. There's two kinds of floating barrels you gotta watch out for. The ones that float on their sides and the ones that float upright. You can get the rupees above the barrels floating on their sides by just sailing right over the barrels. But if you run into the barrels floating upright in the water, they'll rough you up. You know you can press R to jump your boat, right? Yeah, well, to get the rupees over the upright barrels, you gotta jump over them. That's the only way. The barrels get placed out there based on which way the wind's blowing. So watch that wind gauge behind your boat real careful-like. He says, yes, we have a low-resolution perspective of our society. Most people cherry-pick the past when doing so, whichever helps you learn. Which never helps you learn. Yeah, I think you're right. Absolutely. I mean, just look at what we see as medieval fantasy, right? Compare, like, okay, if you look at especially recent D&D, like really recent adventures modules, even like the core versions of D&D, much of what we think of as medieval fantasy is a combination of Renaissance aesthetics, not even aesthetics, Renaissance stuff, material culture, let's say, combined with bits and pieces that Tolkien brought in, having to do specifically with halflings, which is 18th century, pipeweed, basically, tobacco, combined with very modern sensibilities, social sensibilities. Like most official modern D&D settings are culturally Seattle. Or maybe San Francisco. Right? Left coast, basically. Cosmopolitan. And they're very flat. They're not as richly, densely hierarchical as medieval societies really were, which is something that is tragically, I think, missing from a lot of sort of modern medieval fantasy. But we get a lot of this just because we sort of project our own selves onto whatever it is that we want to pretend about, right? Now that is D&D. That's ancient story. That's stories about the hypothetical, fantastical past, as much as it is science fiction. And you see this with like this big discourse about if you remember the big discourse around Starfield, right? Where there was a bunch of woke stuff in Starfield. And okay, sure, fine. Say what you want about woke stuff. I hate it as much as the next right wing crazy person. But set that aside. The more irritating part for me is that Starfield takes place hundreds of years at least in the distant future. And the weird bits of vernacular and the bizarre little social quirks that we find in that society are just today, Seattle, early 21st century, not even early 21st century, this particular decade, the 2020s. That's it, right? Um, it's it's bizarre to think that in such a distant society, there would still be the bizarre quirks that we think are perfectly normal because we live inside it, right? That's the big thing that bugs me about like the wokeism in fantasy, right? Yes, fine, wokeism. There's a lot of evil about it. The whole equity thing is dangerous and bad, but it's also just the little cultural quirks and vernacular bits that get transposed from our world in 2024 to Starfield, which takes place in like hundreds of years in the future, or Star Trek, which modern Star Trek does this a lot too, gets transposed hundreds of years in the future. When it didn't get transposed when it happened a few fewer hundred years in the future, which is also bizarre. Um, or far into the past with medieval fantasy and historical fiction and stuff like that. Like, and Baze, you say always the paladin, never the peasant. It's not that, right? That isn't the issue I see. It's that there are neither paladins nor peasants. It's this very this very socially mobile, equitable society where everyone could either be a paladin or peasant. And so no one really is a paladin or a peasant. It's not that I want to play the high part of the social hierarchy. It's that it's just a sensibility that flattens the social hierarchy such that there isn't one. That I, as an adventurer, it doesn't matter where I come from. It doesn't matter who I was. It doesn't matter who raised me. I can seek an audience with the king, and he will speak to me, and I will speak to him as equals, with the difference only being one in power. Right? Yeah, he could, order his guards to kill me, but maybe I can beat them. Right? That's the only consideration that goes through the heads of the modern D&D player. And by modern, I mean like modernist, postmodernist, these sorts of people. It's not I, as such and such social standing, owe deference to the king, and I would never seek an audience with the king. I would seek an audience with, depending on the social system, right? Depending on where you are and when. If I need to get information that needs to get to the king, I would speak to his vizier, right? Or something like that. An operational manager type, right? Or I would, here, better yet, I would speak to my liege lord. If I am a paladin, I would never seek an audience with the king. I would speak to my lord. My lord would speak to the king's vizier, who would then give the king the information. It would be wildly inappropriate for me to jump over all of them. It would not only disrespect the king, it would not only disrespect myself, but it would disrespect everyone in the middle. Unacceptable. Should never happen. That's a lot of, I think, what's missing from modern medieval fantasy. It's this social layering, this hierarchical layering of society. Oh, and one more thing. Time runs out before you finish. You lose! Yes, them's the rules. We say. Yeah, let's do it. 30 rupees. Let's go for it. What can I win? Forget what I can win from this. In 4 minutes. All right. Oh, the wind follows me. That's nice. A little odd, but nice. Oh, that was close. shoot. Missed one. Much closer call than I'd like. Missed a big one. I see you typing, just, you're gonna have to wait a moment. Yeah. Alright. Didn't get them all, but that's fine. Hey, Nomad. I'm talking about the weird social flatness of modern medieval fantasy. Like, I'm thinking especially of like recent editions of D&D that it does not track with real medieval sensibilities, especially social sensibilities, like at all. They says it's true. Moderns think respect is earned as opposed to owed. Right? Yeah. Or that we're all owed the same. Right? Because that's the other thing. Like, think Aristotle. Aristotle talks about justice in terms of rendering to each his due. Now, what is due to an equal is not the same which is due to a superior or an inferior. And there are real social superiors and inferiors. So you respect a superior in a very different way that you respect an inferior. You owe an inferior respect by treating them appropriately given their station and yours. That's very different from treating them as if they're equal, right? If you're a knight, treating a peasant as an equal is disrespectful to the peasant because you're putting them into an unfair, socially inappropriate situation. It's just as disrespectful to them as it would be for you to treat the king as an equal, right? Now, you won't be punished as severely if you treat a peasant as an equal. You will probably be shunned, though, as well you should. It's inappropriate. And it's not because you're showing them too much respect. It's because you're disrespecting them by showing them the wrong kind of respect. That's what's going on. Nomad says, that's fair. I feel like a lot of stories about ancient or medieval times are just modernized. Very much so. Yeah, I was just saying, like, most modern editions and modern adventures in Dungeons & Dragons, especially post-5th edition, have basically just been Seattle with some Renaissance era paraphernalia. Not even medieval paraphernalia, mostly Renaissance era. Like a lot of people, I don't like guns in D&D, but I have to reconcile with the fact that the rapier was invented significantly after the black powder firearm, or even the flintlock. So if I'm going to say no flintlocks, no black powder weapons, no guns in my D&D world, I also, to be consistent, have to say no rapiers. And probably no plate mail. Or maybe if there is plate mail, it's rare, it's very rare, very expensive. And would you look at that? That's what I did in my homebrew setting. There are no rapiers, there are arming swords. There are no scimitars, because why would there be? This is a mostly Western setting. There are falchions. There are sabers. There are messers. There aren't sabers. They'd be Eastern still. There are messers. Right? Most of these are just cosmetic name changes. Some of them change damage types, change price, yada yada. I got a whole thing. Look forward to it. I'm thinking about publishing this setting if you're interested. If anyone's interested in that, I'm thinking about publishing it. At least as a PDF, maybe print on demand, something like that from like DM's Guild or whatever. Anyway, yeah, I think that there is a real market for at least somewhat more authentic medieval fantasy. Maybe not purely authentic, because I still think there's room for like magic and mystery and weird, and a lot of that is a lot of that also includes modern sensibilities. So yeah, do what you will with that. Get a video about that actually. I'll put it in the description. Having to do with actually C.S. Lewis, what he wrote about magic being the magician being, wait, the scientist is the magician's twin. That modern science and magic have a lot in common theoretically. More so than they did with any kind of medieval thinking. They both spring from the impulses of modernism. The only difference is that one worked and one didn't. All of this is from the third chapter of The Abolition of Man, from titled The Abolition of Man. Alrighty then, here's 137 rupees you collected as promised. Roll yours, enjoy, kiddo. Looks like you made a fortune. Come back and do it again sometime. That's it? Oh, it's just a rupee making scheme. Okay. Well, you know what? That's less interesting than trying to win a real prize. That's fine. Alright. Let's go north, right? Yeah. Okay. What I think we're going to do tonight, we got to go to the Forest Haven. Which, because we need to get a potion for Granny. Then once we have a potion for Granny, we'll go back to Outset Island. Then, if we have time tonight, we'll place the pearls in their spots on the Triangle Islands. But then we're definitely going to stop there. Definitely going to stop there. We're not going to go into the next major dungeon. That'll be next week. Say more, Baze. Baze says, ironically, the modernization failure may stem from arrogance or lack of empathy. Okay, maybe. But I will say, I am suspicious of basing too much on empathy, let's say. I do tend to think that an overemphasis on empathy tends to be a very modernist sort of innovation. Especially if we talk about empathy as like the basis for ethics, which is all too common. Being an ethics teacher, I get this all the time. That, well, what are ethics? What is the basis for ethics? Well, empathy, right? Well, no. No, absolutely not. That is such an easy kill. Oh, wow, you're close. Got you there. So empathy is a character trait, not a virtue. Okay, fair enough. I don't follow, though, then. How does that, how do you mean that modern problems are arrogance or a lack of empathy? How so? I'm open to you being right, by the way. I'm not saying I disagree. I don't know if I do. I don't fully get where you're coming from, so I don't know whether I agree or disagree yet. But let's find out. Albertosaurus Chain. Why are we getting a second season of The Rings of Power? Showrunners don't care about the philosophy of Tolkien. Besides, the show sucks. 100%. We're getting it because Jeff Bezos has unlimited money and hates Tolkien more than he loves his money. I can't say he hates Tolkien. He hates the good. And basically wants to press his own beliefs and ideas. It's I forget where this was. I think it was an article somewhere that pointed out that what's so fascinating about Bezos' approach to the Rings of Power is... What? I didn't mean to give you this. What is that? Can we do something with it? No, I want to let it go. What is so fascinating to me about Bezos is that he is, and especially the fact that the Rings of Power is ostensibly covering the fall of Numenor. It's that Bezos is very much, how do I put this? He's the kind of person who would fall like the Black Numenorians. He's essentially a Black Numenorian. He is afraid of, he's so terrified of death, which is a gift, right? Especially in Tolkien's context. That he's doing things like researching transhumanism, and he's so terrified of death that he's willing to do atrocious things. He thinks that death is the worst thing in the world. It is far from it. And that is again, it's that his perspective is so alien to Tolkien's that I think there is no way for him or people he hires to write anything that's genuine to Tolkien. Yeah, and the philosophy of Tolkien has Christian themes in Middle Earth. Absolutely, 100%. I actually have a video on the Rings of Power, funny enough. It's not actually on Christianity in Tolkien. It's actually about the romance in Tolkien versus in the Rings of Power. It's got a really unnecessarily spicy title because it's YouTube. I have clickbait, right? And it's that the title is "The Rings of Power gets interracial romance wrong." And one of the observations I made is that in all of Tolkien, even in the Peter Jackson movies, we see several instances of, quote, interracial relationships. That is, relationships, marriages, love affairs, between different peoples. The most common is between a man and an elf, but we also get at least one instance of an elf and a Maya. And in Peter Jackson's adaptation of The Hobbit, we get a sort of aborted love affair between a dwarf and an elf. And the funny thing is, I actually think that Peter Jackson gets this closer to right than The Rings of Power does. Because in all of these cases, what we see is the male is of the lesser race, and the female is of the higher race. And we see, I think that this is an artifact of Tolkien's romanticism. How romantically he saw love. And so, what I think we see is, I say it better in that video because I had things well laid out. But the man who pursues a woman pursues not simply a creature of flesh and blood, but an angelic being. It is Beren pursuing Luthien. It is Aragorn pursuing Arwen. It is Thingol, High King of the Elves, pursuing Melian, who's a Maya, an angel, literal angel. It's even Philly. Is Philly? Yeah, it was Philly, not Kelly. Philly pursuing made-up elf girl. Whatever her name is. I forget. Anyway, her. It's from The Hobbit, from Peter Jackson's The Hobbit. But what we see in The Rings of Power is this precisely inverted. There are two instances. Tariel, thank you. There are two instances of interracial relationships in The Hobbit, and I don't mean interracial like that. You stop it. I'm not talking about skin color. I'm not talking about those two instances. So no, I'm talking about the relationship between the human medicine woman and the elf, the Sindar elf scout, or the guardsman, right? And I'm talking about the insane attempted relationship between Galadriel and Sauron, which stop. But not just because, oh my god, was that cringe, but also because it has this precisely inverted, right? We have the male, who is sort of stooping down to a lower level to be with a woman, which it's weird, you know, and it's weird, particularly from a Tolkienite perspective, you know, and it's also the, how do I put this? It's the kind of thing you would see in a trashy dime store romance novel, not in the greatest author of the 20th century. Day says, I was saying modern West Coast progressives like to pretend that they, when compared to everyone in history, that they can't pigeonhole into agreeable narrative, have an exclusive monopoly on, I assume you're going to say on morality or some such. Yeah, I tend to agree. Swordsman, thank you so much for bringing Maker the car back to us. Now that we have completed our ceremony, I can go back to researching my potion. By the way, did you find any Pokeball seeds? Do you have any second to the... I thought I could give you 2 jellies. Can I give you this? Oh, no, I can't. Okay, fine. Pokeball seeds. The Pokeball seed. Super replenishing potion. Wait just a moment. Yes, I would like 2, please. You have a wall full of Pokeball seeds. Are you serious? You can't just sell them to me? Magic words. Spoosh. Oh, they have a monopoly on empathy. Oh, okay. And they can't even step out of their own perspective and into another time culture in order to so much as tell a story. Okay, no, yeah, okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah, okay, yeah, no, I think that's right. I think you're really onto something. Yeah, no, I think you're onto something. All right, yeah, I'm gonna get another one. Why not? I have a ton of these things. I can farm them, really. I'm not gonna bother farming them, but I could. If I wanted to. This little cutscene he does takes a long time, though. Jeez. Yeah, they, I think, do think of empathy as a virtue. And so they want to think they exclusively have it. But I think you're right that, no, it certainly is not a virtue. But it is a... I might call it a virtue, but I would not call it a... I would not call it a character virtue, maybe. Maybe that's it. It's maybe more like an intellectual virtue. It's a way of thinking, rather than a way of acting. You want to think of it that way. Yeah, really? How was that? What are you doing? There's some of the hearts I needed. Alright, I need to go back west to Outset. Albertosaurus says, an Amazon hobbits or Harfoots, which I hate that. Harfoots are a breed of hobbits, that's all. Whatever. They're repulsive creatures. Versions of hobbits. They're dirty, idiotic, ill-mannered. They're outright evil. Like, let's not be too nice to them. They have a vile, uncivilized excuse for a society. The whole no one walks alone and then basically abandons anyone who falls behind or who might fall behind. It's horrifically barbaric. Quite frankly, disgusting. So yeah, no, it's horrendous. No, they're an outright and probably deliberate insult to the hobbits, who were like Tolkien's prized creation. They're the most interesting and unique part of Tolkien's legendarium, and I genuinely mean that. Now, I love the mythology. Don't get me wrong. I love the mythology. Elven society is wonderful. But, dude, it's not Tolkien without hobbits. Even though hobbits really only appear in the Third Age, they're a minor little thing. They're so much, they're so central to Tolkien's legendarium, to Tolkien's world, that I don't blame them for wanting to bring them into the show, but then don't write a show about the Second Age, man. And especially don't ruin them like that. God. That's the thing. The thing that Tolkien made the hobbits was the 18th century country gentleman. Or not just gentleman, because that's Bilbo in particular, but the 18th century ruralite, the 18th century farm community, farming town. That's the whole Shire. And the fact that they made them nomads who follow the crops, as absurd as that is just painfully absurd. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm overstating it to say that it's not Tolkien without hobbits, because the Silmarillion is absolutely Tolkien, and I love the Silmarillion. But it's a textbook. It's a history book. It's not really a narrative. And again, don't get me wrong. I think that some of the stories that are told in the Silmarillion and the Lost Tales, things like that, are some of the best work Tolkien did. The Children of Húrin, The Fall of Gondolin, those are phenomenal. Wonderful classical style tragedies. But they don't have the beautiful whimsy that you have in anything with hobbits. There's something very special about the hobbits. And especially it's that this has actually been pointed out strangely that that the different civilizations in Tolkien's world have vastly different chronological aesthetics and even levels of technology. Right, so hobbits are very clearly post-Renaissance, early modern people, roughly 18th century. Right? Whereas Gondor is largely Renaissance. So Numenor as well, honestly. Largely Renaissance. Rohan and a lot of the lower men are very lower medieval, early medieval, 9th, 10th century. The elves are very timeless. And to represent that, they are high technology, but given the medieval stasis of the world, they're high technology, but they're classical in their aesthetics. And so that is, I mean, it's weirdly anachronistic, but also, who cares? I don't. I think that is a beautifully unique thing about Tolkien's world. I'm gonna get something from Beetle Shop shit real quick. Need some more bait. 2 more. Okay. Okay. Let's buy those. I got some more.
Bye.
Bye, Beetle. I love Beetle. Alright, let's give Granny a potion. I hope this will help her. I hope this is the right thing that I got, and I didn't need a red potion. In which case, next time I'll have to sail halfway across the Great Sea to find a red potion. Trim your hedges. Me. My house. Anyway. It's fine. Can't believe I couldn't just give her a fairy. A magic fairy can't heal you. Oh, yes. I know Granny is very sad. No! Yeah, I need a red potion. Darn it! That means I have to go all the way up to Windfall. I have 15 minutes, but it's getting late. I kind of want to call it. Let's... hang on. Let's map these three and then head up towards Windfall. And then back. We're not going to get all the way back tonight. That's absurd. But we might get to Windfall or close to. We have not quite 15 minutes. All right. That's fine. We'll make some progress. I will also say I tend to, if I remember this game well, which I think I do, because I did beat it twice, both relatively near when it came out, still nearly 20 years ago. I had this problem where I didn't fill the edges of the map until much later, until I actually went and very intentionally did it. Let's go. Yeah, I need to go 2 full quadrants north, so let's go. But I do think that Tolkien, being the father of modern fantasy, without question, is partially responsible for the trend towards anachronism in fantasy like that. I mean, they're being they're being tobacco in a very clearly European fantasy world is gratuitously unrealistic. But you know, Tolkien's an English gentleman. He can't have a fantasy world without pipe tobacco, so we give it to the hobbits as a kind of oddity that just they do. And it's weird, and it's different, and it's special. And, I mean, you don't get this impression, but it is actually the case that they invented the smoking of pipe tobacco. All of this is on a... in one of the appendices. On Pipeweed, I think, is the appendix. I think it's by Pippin, if I remember right. And the whole thing is saying that... the smoking of pipeweed is invented by hobbits, and it did not spread far. If you pay attention in the books or even in the movies, you'll notice that like no one west of Bree. Okay. That's taken care of. That was actually quite a fight. Golden feather, nice. All right. Winged girls are said to be infatuated with these treasures. Yeah, that's a thing on Dragonverse, isn't it? As if a fall from that height wouldn't kill you. Oh. It's all very silly. Anyway. Yeah, like I said, it's not it that kind of anachronism thing. That hobbits are very 18th century in their sensibilities and their aesthetics and basically everything. Um, it's I think that excuse me, that mismatch of historical aesthetics in modern fantasy, I think probably can trace itself back to Tolkien. I mean, like most tropes in modern fantasy. So, yeah. Make of that what you will. Saying that such and such aspect of modern fantasy can trace its roots back to Tolkien is like saying that it's part of modern fantasy. That's not to say a lot. Oh, there's a fort. Oh, fascinating. Damn it! I put bait, you jerk. He's coming. Dude. Hey. Hey. There. God. This little bastard got a ton of bait. That's not fair. Cheater. Perfect circle. Islet of Steel. Not me, small fry. Have you ever heard of the fabled set of Triumph Forks? Yeah, it's right there, my young fry, on that island, you know. A chart showing you where to find them. Of course, getting it's the hard part. And that's all the info I've got to offer. Okay. Interesting. Good boy. What? What? I'm gonna have to come back here, aren't I? Once I have something. Interesting. I have to come back here for the Triforce chart. I don't know why I even bothered. Okay, whatever. Alright, let's make the wind go east. Oh, there's no wind. Okay. Alright, let's do one more quadrant. And then we'll call it a night. It's almost midnight. I'm out of here. Okay. Hmm. Where is the fish? Oh, over there. All the way over there. Okay. There we go. All right. We'll get the info for this island. Maybe we'll check it out next time. But we'll call it there. We'll call it there. I need a red potion for Grandma, I think. Yes, I do. Sea Dart. Stone Watcher. It's another thing I gotta lift with the big old prong gauntlets. All right, you heard about the Golden Triumph Forks? There are such things, and there's a chart that'll show you where to find them on that island there. You want to try asking that huge, grouchy-looking Stone Watcher. Doubt you could even budge the thing, though. You've got skinny arms, Fry. It's all the info. Another Triforce chart. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Alright. That's all we got tonight. So, I had a wonderful time. I love this game so much. Like I said, this is just delightfully nostalgic. Even if it's not my favorite Zelda game, it's one of my favorites aesthetically, and it'll always have that wonderful nostalgic place in my heart. So, thank you all for joining me. I have been Professor McCoy. I will see you all next time. I should be back to Tuesday next week. I might do something else Thursday as well, because next Thursday I also have free, so I might do more Wholesome Monster Girl Academia. Could be fun. But we'll see. Anyway, until then, remember, don't be safe. Be well. More importantly, be good. Good night.